for a longer time. So we want to be enemies to Lord Vishnu, so that by enmity we can reach him faster than being friends. A friend is rarely remembered. An enemy is constantly and instantly and regularly remembered. So remembering God being important, better to be a foe than to be a friend. Even when thinking, sleeping, doing anything, we always think about the fellow who is not comfortable to us. Therefore, they are very intelligent. Thus they thought, okay, then Vaganaina, Preetinaina, Prana, Bhitinaina, Bandhavamaranaina, Harini Pandavutsu. Out of fear, out of love, out of romance, out of hatred, out of prejudice, out of relationship, by whatever way it is, we can get hurry. The shortcut is being hostile. But let us not dare to be hostile. It is only for those divine servants, not for dirty servants like us. We should be befriending him, be loyal to him. We should be dasas. Servants of the lowest are the tadbhrujya bhrujya, paritarika bhrujya bhrujyasya iti mam smara lokanatha. We should always be the humblest of the servants to the servants of the God. So that way they have decided, they have requested, and their request was conceded too. Immediately they were born as Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakasipa. Hiranyakasipa is the elder, Hiranyaksha is the younger. They have taken the births of demons. Next. It so happened, Hiranyaksha was arrogant. As you know, demons are always arrogant. Even if we are arrogant, we are no less than demons. If we think we are superior to somebody, God will teach us a lesson that will become inferior to the most inferior person. So the best way is to be humble. The best way is to be a dasa. The best way is to be humble down and modest and feel humility. So Hiranyaksha was arrogant, being a demonic in nature, and he seized the earth, folded it along with Vedas, and carried it to the nether regions down the Patala. And Lord Vishnu had taken the incarnation or form of a boar, B-O-A-R, because boar has a coronum, the mouth part of it, which is stronger than the rest of the body, and taking the form of boar, Lord Vishnu jumped into the Rasatala and Patala, below the seas, and carried the whole earth along with the Vedas and all that, and brought it and put it on the surface as it was. And Hiranyakasipu, the elder brother, was aggrieved, got terribly annoyed. You fellow, how dare you are to kill my brother? So he became more hostile, more arrogant, more adamant. That's the beginning of hostility, enmity between Hiranyakasipa and Lord Vishnu. And to create unhappiness to Lord Vishnu, the best way is to create unhappiness to the bhaktas of Vishnu, to the devotees of Vishnu. That's why our elders say, if any Vishnu Bhakta, Vaishnava comes to you, either you help him or don't help him, don't cause any inconvenience to him. If you can't help, keep quiet. Don't tell that fellow, this fellow, don't use him donation, he will spoil it, he will eat it away. If you talk like that, we will become also Hiranyakasipas. Therefore, we should not go like that. If you give, okay. If you don't give, also okay. But don't propagate, don't give to them and all that. So, friends, what happened, you know? Hiranyakasipu was aggrieved. They started fighting orally, and at this juncture, what happened was Hiranyakasipu started torturing, harassing, troubling, and creating all hurdles to the saints, sages, Bhagavatottamas, and devotees of Vishnu. Vishnu will excuse any sin committed against him, but not against his devotees. So, to be born as a Vishnu Vaishnava is the greatest boon, don't forget. I would like to insist upon you to be a Vishnu Bhakta or Vaishnava, to be a Bhagavatottama. Bhagavatottama is one who always worships Lord Vishnu. In the context of Vishnu Bhakta only Bhagavatottama is used, Bhagavata or Bhagavatottama. Our Eva Narasimha Rao had written an excellent book, I don't know whether you have heard copies, on Sri Mahavishnu and his efficacy. He's a grandeur. He has mentioned several things in the book. I think one book was given to Guru Garu. He may read and explain to you. A very nice book. So, that's Vishnu Bhakta should not be troubled. He started troubling, harassing the gods, the sages, and the Vaishnavas. And Lord Vishnu was made one of his servants. At this juncture, one of the servants of Lord Vishnu was asked to go and take birth to Hiranyakashipu's Leelavati, who is called Sumukha. And Sumukha was born as a son to Hiranyakashipu, and Hiranyakashipu named him after Prahlada. Prahlada means who gives always happiness. Hlada means happiness, delight. Prahlada is the one who gives happiness to all people. So, it so happened, Sumukha was born, a son to Hiranyakashipu, he was Prahlada, and Prahlada became a staunch devotee of Lord Vishnu. Being in the mother's womb, Narada has taught him the Ashtakshari Maha Mantra, what is called Tiru Mantra, or it is called Mantra Rajam. The king among the mantras is the 8-lettered, 8-syllabled Maha Mantra, that's called Vishnu Mantra, or Ashtakshari Mantra, or Narayana Maha Mantra. Keep on chanting, and Prahlada got that initiation through Narada, even when he was in the mother's womb. So naturally he became Bhagavatottama next. And he has taken teachers, Chanda, Mahaprabhu teachers, and he asked his teachers, "Oh my good friends, you have been very helpful to me. Kindly teach my son all Shastras." Chanda Mark, Chandudu and Markudu, two brothers who are the best teachers for the demons, they taught all the Shastras, all Vedas to him, in interpretation of Hiranyakashipu as only the God, something like that. And one day he asked the Prahlada, his teachers, to bring Prahlada, and he asked his son, "My dear boy, your teachers are very great teachers. You have studied in the most sophisticated modern convent, LKG, UKG, and PG, UG and PG you have completed. Please tell me, what is the essence of all this knowledge?" And Prahlada, without any hesitation, said, "Yes, my dear father, because of your grace and my teacher's help, I learned everything. And the quintessence of the whole knowledge is only two: Hari, Hari Sarvottama. Hari anu rendaksharam. Hari inchunu patakambu. Ambujanaha. Hari ni nama mahatyame. Hari Hari. Pogadangavasame Hari Sri Krishna. There is nothing, no other God except Vishnu. Only Hari, the Supreme Lord of the whole universe. And if anybody says that he does not know Hari but has a doctorate, he is a foolish fellow. Because the whole essence of knowledge, Ajatma Vidya Vijnana, is only Vishnu and Vishnu's greatness. You fellow, how dare you are? You are most unworthy in my family. I should remove you. He said, "My dear boy, don't say like that. Perhaps your teachers have not given you proper instruction." Lord Vishnu is our enemy, our declared, notified enemy, gazetted enemy. Don't think about him. Pray me or pray Shiva. He said, No, father. He said, the whole body is worthless. When one part of the body is not helpful, is not in pursuit of Lord Vishnu, either in chanting or else, the body is wasted. He said like that. So things went such an ecstasy. At one point of time, he decided, no, this fellow is very humble unless I remove him from my dynasty, from my clan, my dynasty will be spoiled further. Therefore, I should put an end to this fellow. He tried all efforts. He made every effort. He asked his men, soldiers, his men at arms, you fellows, take this fellow, throw him into the sea, drill him over by the elephants, and get bitten by the poisonous snakes, give him kicks, see that this fellow should die. No father would ever take such a decision to kill his son, being disgusted, frustrated over the boy's irremediable behavior, incorrigible behavior in terms of heretical understanding. A decision was taken. At this critical juncture, they tried every way, every method to kill him. Elephants have run over him, snakes have bitten him, he was thrown from the hills, and every sort of torture was given to him. But at every point of time, Lord Vishnu was the savior. Please understand, there is no savior except God. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janaha paryupasate tesham nijjabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna has written a promissory note for everybody and he given it to every one of us. He said, whoever thinks of me, whoever quits everything and pursues me, it is my duty. Yoga Kshema. Yoga is a maintenance. Yoga is giving everything which is rare in the world. Kshema is preserving it, protecting it, and persistently using it. In spite of using it a number of times, nothing will diminish it. That's called a Kshema. A promissory note was given. And at a time when the boy was about to be thrown into the sea, the idea was, throw this boy into the sea and keep a mountain on his head. So the demons came, took this boy into his hands, just wanted to throw him from the sea so that they can keep the mountain on the boy. At this point, Lord Vishnu readily was there. He took the form of Varaha Swami, and when the boy was about to be thrown into the sea, he just held him in his lap and saved him. Then Prahlada requested, "Oh my God, I have seen you, my great fortune, and that is the place where today we have the idol erected in Simhachalam. That's called Simhachalam, where Lord Narasimha had saved Prahlada. When that boy was about to be thrown into the sea from the hill, that is the place where Prahlada was saved, and that's called Simhachalam. Next. Then you know what happened? Hiranyakashipu had did a greater penance and took all the bones not to be slain by anybody. Now he has given a list of things, and the list of things included no question of death, no death should occur to him, either in the day or in the night, either in the house or outside the house, either in the morning or in the evening, either by living beings or non-living beings. Like that, a list of words, an inventory was given to Brahma. Prahlada said, yes, you can try. Just as the butter is not seen, the ghee is not seen in the milk. Just as the sun cannot be seen in the night. Just as the moon cannot be seen in the day. Lord, the God cannot be seen with a naked eye unless you pursue faithfully, loyally, sincerely. You fellow, can you show? Yes, everywhere Lord Vishnu is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. You can try anywhere. Can you show Vishnu in this pillar, the central hall? He said, yes, you can try. He gave a bump with, gada, what you call. And from that, a rare creature had emerged. Never before the angels have seen. The deities had seen, no human being had seen, no creature had seen, the most unique creature had emerged from the pillar in the form of a lion from neck point and above, and Nara, the human, down the neck point. This is a rare combination of lion and man. Narasimha was born. This Narasimha is the savior of Prahlada. When Hiranyakashipu was killed, the Puranas say, the elders say, Lord Vishnu had killed him on the threshold with the twilight, neither morning nor evening and all that. He took him on his lap, that fellow was afloat, and removed intestines. He wanted to check whether there is anywhere a piece of love for God, and he had not found. But death in the hands of Lord only qualifies him to salvation. Lord granted him salvation. Prahlada requested him, "Oh God, I want to see you in the way how the form you have killed my younger father, and the form you have killed my father." So the combination of both Varaha Avataram and Nrsimha Avataram, the blend of Varaha and Narasimha were manifested at the behest of Prahlada, and that God is there in Simhachalam, whom you can see. The foot is deep into the ground, foot is not seen from this point, leg point to surface. This is Varaha Narasimha Avataram. And in course of time, Prahlada constructed a beautiful temple around the idol. Times passed away, yugas passed away. Pururava of lunar dynasty, whose reign period cannot be distinctly set, some thousands years of age ago. People say Ruta Yuga means some crores of years. These dates, kindly understand, cannot have authoritative basis except a Puranic reference. So some thousands or lakhs and crores of years later, Pururava of lunar dynasty was the king. He had married Urvasi, a divine damsel. They were going in the aerial plane in the space. When they were moving in the aerial flight, they have been stalled at Simhachalam point. They looked down, they found a small temple in a dilapidated condition. They have descended on the ground, and when in Akasavani said, "You are going to touch an idol of Varaha Narasimha Swami, don't disturb it, conceal it with a sandalwood paste." He removed the earthenware around this debris around the idol, and about to remove this, this sand and earthenware, Akasavani, the aerial voice said, "Don't disturb." Then he was advised to apply sandalwood paste. Therefore, that was the time when Varaha Narasimha Swami, Appanna became Chandana Swami. Later, the temple was resurrected, and then times passed away, several years passed away. In course of time, there are people who developed the temple. Today, this temple is magnificent. An excellent officers have come in the government that was ruled over by several dynasties. For some time, the British East India Company, for some time, the revenue collectors, for some time, the Pratapurudra Gajapati, for some time, Posapati Gajapatis, and later collectors, estate collectors, time passed away. Ultimately, it was handed over to the government of Madras, Composite State of Madras, under Hindu Religious Charitable Endowments Act, HRC, sometime in 1950s. Later, when Andhra Pradesh was formed on November 1st, 1956, the temple with all its properties were handed over to the government of Andhra Pradesh Endowments Department. When the Endowments Department was created, the temple came under direct administrative control of the Endowments Commissioner, and it is governed by presently the executive officer who is here with us, Mr. Narasimha Rao. He is looking after the reins of the temple, and the temple was in its glory and grandeur with hundreds of staff. about hundreds of people who chant Vedas, Puranas, Itihasas, and then Sri Bhashyam, Bhagavad Ramanuja visited the temple, and people started thinking, because it's looking like a Sivalinga, people started worshipping him as a Siva. But when Bhagavad Ramanuja had visited that place about 1000 years ago, when he was coming from Puri Jagannath Darshan, he has assembled the people and said, you are worshipping this Narasimha Swami as a Siva. It is not correct. He is only Lord Vishnu. Then they challenged it. A discussion took place with all the local pundits and nearby scholars